Hi, Odile. Once again, my name is Alex Pena Rivera. I took the liberty to create this video for you. I'm going to be showing you a few tips on how by having a solid online presence can benefit, in this case, your practice, your business, if you will. So I can see that if I type your name, I don't see any website. And I'm going to explain that in a second, but I can see that Maximo, which I believe is your husband, he has a profile in LinkedIn and is mentioning Absolute Mental Health Clinic as his place of work. We have a Facebook profile right here, so you and these two over here, and that's good. Don't get me wrong, that's good because at least your name, your branding name, is getting there. Is there? I see that your Google profile here has a website. So if I click here, I see that you made your website with Google. And once again, it's not bad, but um, for you to have an idea, anybody can have a website. Anybody can have a website for free, for as little as $10 a month, $30 a month, anything. But what most people don't understand or tend to ignore is that what makes a website solid, the backbone structure of a successful business, if you will, is the content that it has. So in this case, when I say content, I'm talking more about the text that your website has, besides the images, right? So I can see that you have an image here, but we'll talk about that in a second. Now, why is content in this case text content important? Because when you add keywords that you want to be found for, in your case, will be something related to mental health in Virginia, right? Specifically in Woodbridge, Virginia. So you want to attract people that are looking for those services, and we're going to see that. But going back to content, when you add these keywords, you got to make sure that you surround them with relevant content because when Google analyzes your website, unfortunately, it's not that a human being is reading because you can imagine every single day there's thousands and thousands of websites being published. So they have this software that reads through everything that is readable, everything that is text in your website. So if you have those keywords included with relevant content, you're going to start seeing results and appearing in Google searches. For example, if you would target Virginia mental health facilities, for example, if that word would be around here with relevant content, you can definitely start showing. But of course, this being Google, it doesn't give you that liberty. At least it's really hard to do it yourself, and that's when a web designer comes into place. Uh, Actually, one that knows about all this because there's people that can charge you thousands of dollars to make a website look nice, but the thing is that content is very important. Now, and I'm going to explain that in a second as well. So I use this tool called Ahrefs. So what this does, it picks data from your website based on Google criteria. So for example, I know this is a Google site because it says business.site. That's from Google. And their rating, of course, is going to be off the charts, really, really high. You're not being found for any keyword. That means that if somebody is looking for mental health services in Virginia or nearby your area, they're not going to find you unless they're really close to your location, and that's where the Google profile comes into place. So if somebody close to Woodbridge would be trying to find uh, is looking for your services, your first of all, your Google business profile, I'm sorry, needs to be optimized. It needs to have relevant images. It needs to have relevant content. And I know I keep saying content like a broken record, but it's very, very important. It's very underrated, actually. So going back to the website, I'm sorry, going back to the numbers, there's nothing here, right? So um, if I go to Google and type Virginia mental health and try to see, because I don't know, for example, if I'm a patient or a relative of a patient's relative that I'm trying to find services, um, I type this because um, quite honestly, there's not too much information besides the government sites. I'm sorry, but again, going back to here, if you type this, uh, you can see this based on my location, what is closest to me, and that's where Google Profile comes. So if somebody will be relatively close to your location, you should definitely appear in these top three only if your profile is optimized. Now, going to the organic results, number one, we have these guys from the government, which is behavioral health. Number one, they have the number two position, secure as well. We got this guy, mental, another government page. We have this namivirginia.org, and we want to see that. So let's see this one first, mental health services. And you can see here, there's a lot of content. Um, Actually, not really that much, but if you want to compete with these guys, and I'll show you their numbers in a second, you need to at least double or triple what they have in the content. You can see that this page, because it's a government page, this is a sub page. So that means that this specific one, it has a lot of rating, a lot of things going on. If we look on the numbers over there, you can see, of course, their rating is off the charts, but they have 166 domains. And I'm not going to talk about this because it's really long to explain, but I'll show a few examples. They're being found for 437 keywords. Let's take a look on those keywords. So, for example, this one, VA mental health services. There's 1,300 searches a month. And because they're ranking number three, they're getting 149 visits to their website. If you ask me, those are 149 possible cases that you can take, possible patients that you can take. Let's see what else they have. Let's try to find this one, Virginia Mental Health. There's 80 searches a month because they're ranking number one. They're getting another 18. So do the math here. 149, but plus another 18, and the list goes on because, for example, this one, this might be close to you. Mental Health Support Services, Richmond. There's a coma, VA. There's 30 searches a month, and because they're ranking number one, they get another 11 visits. So you can start seeing those things. Those are possible clients. Those are people that are actually looking for the services. There's a lot of people looking for the services, especially in the whole state of Virginia. We can do a deep research on based on your specific location, but for the purpose of the video, I'm doing this. I'm trying to make this really short and explanatory as much as possible. So you get the idea. Now let's take a look and see this one. This guy's over here. BHSVA, which we saw here. Where is it? It was one of these ones here. It might be for another one, but um, we can see that they don't have that much content. And again, this can play in your favor because while most other marketers talk about the design, I talk about content because this is what makes a website um, powerful, in terms of if you want to be found on Google or not. So you can see they have a lot of content. Here they have more content, but doesn't I don't think it's really relevant because if we look at the numbers, you can see here the rating is not that high, and they have 290 backlinks. Now, what are backlinks? Backlinks are other sites that are mentioning your business, your practice, your your website, and this will give you power so you can be found on Google. So think about like a popularity contest, right? The more people you get to talk about you, the more relevant you're going to become. The more relevant you're going to stay. Same thing happens here with backlinks, with the difference that not all links are created equal. So you can have hundreds and thousands of links, but if they're not powerful, if they're not relevant, and most important, if they're not targeting keywords that you should have on your website based on content, you're not going to see any results. Simple as that. If somebody tells you something different, I have the data to support that. But going back to this, let's see what kind of keywords are they being found for based on their content that they have. Let's see, there's 98 keywords. Let's see. So, for example, this one, and this is the one that I was looking for before, behavioral health services of Virginia. Now, that's too broad, right? Because Virginia is a big state. Um, but again, there's 350 searches a month. And because of ranking number one, they get another 88 visits to their website. So these numbers are telling me that this is not difficult to start competing with, because this thing is not, for them to be a strong competition. These two numbers should be 1 and 1. So if this one is 25, this one should be around 20 or 30 to make a powerful website. So that's one of the things that I want to share really quick. The other thing is that, um, based on studies, based on real data, it takes less than 3 seconds for a person to decide if he's going to stay to your website or not, regardless of your industry or your niche. Regardless of that, it takes less than 3 seconds. So you need something catchy here. Now, if you would have a solid website with a lot of content, keywords that you want to be found for, you want to have something automated as well. So for example, I fill out a contact form, and this is what I always have with my clients. Somebody fills out a contact form, they get a text message, they get an email alert saying that we received their information and we will be in touch. Same thing to my clients. They get a text message, they get an email, and the chances for them to lose that possible client reduces significantly every single time. So that's another thing that you should consider, not to miss any possible client. So to wrap this up, because I don't want to take too much of your time, I know it's almost 10 minutes, but content is very important. It's number one. Make sure that you have relevant content and the keywords as well. Imagine, I don't have the time right now again, but if you could add more keywords that services that you provide, because I don't see anything here about what exactly do you specialize in, because I know there's substance abuse, there's a bunch of things that I've seen, and of course coming from a family where my uncle is in this field, you can say, I tend to know a little bit extra more than any other marketer out there. And again, I'm not your typical marketer. I'm a data analyst, and what I show you is real data, and I bring real value to the table. But this type of things, this type of information, is free, of course, and you can use it as you want. And I hope you really find this information useful. If you have any questions, you have my number, but once again, 609-464-9933, and we'll keep in touch. Thank you.